The Toyota Hilux is currently one of the oldest pickups in the Philippine market, but it's still one of the most popular thanks to Toyota's reputation as a maker of reliable vehicles. The Hilux comes in several variants, and in this video, we're gonna rank those variants depending on how much value they offer for the money and how they compare to variants from other brands in the same price bracket. The format will be the same as the other videos in my Variants Ranked series. We'll rank the variant and then we'll list the differences between the variant and the one below it. Now, before we talk about the differences among the variants, first let's talk about the similarities. Now, all 4x2 variants come with the same 2.4-liter engine, which puts out 148 horsepower and 400 Nm of torque. The 4x4 variants all come with Toyota's 2.8-liter 1GD FTV engine, which puts out 200 horsepower and 500 Nm of torque. Transmission options are either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. By the way, the Hilux has the most number of manual variants in the market. It has a total of 6 manual variants, including the Conquest 4x4 manual, which is the most expensive manual variant in the Philippines. The suspension is also the same across the lineup, with the exception of the GRS, which comes with different shock absorbers. Now, the Hilux has the stiffest suspension in its class, and the ride is notoriously very stiff or matagtag. But maybe that's something that you're willing to live with. The Hilux has a couple of fleet cars in its lineup. You have the Hilux G, the Hilux FX. Now we're gonna skip those variants and we're gonna start with the Hilux E. With that out of the way, let's start this list. At 5th place is the Hilux E. The Hilux E is as basic as a pickup can get, without it feeling like a commercial truck. Yes, you do get steelies, you don't get a rear bumper, but the front fascia looks the same as the G. You get power windows, you get a basic stereo, but that's something that you can upgrade. I think the Hilux E is a good choice if you're looking to mod your pickup or if your budget is really limited. But otherwise, I'd recommend the G, as you do get a more complete vehicle without mods. I think the Ranger XLS MT also offers more value for money, and that's why I ranked the Hilux E at last place. At 4th place is the Hilux Conquest 4x4. Now, this ranks pretty low as its price of 1.93 million is significantly more expensive than the top-of-the-line variants of its competitors. And despite that, it's the only pickup in its class that still comes with manually adjustable fabric seats. The rest come with leather seats. The seats of the Ranger, the BT50, and the D-Max are also power adjustable. The interior of the Hilux Conquest 4x4 looks and feels less premium than its competitors because aside from the fabric seats, you also get plenty of plastics inside the cabin. When it comes to tech features, it is not lagging too far behind the competition. It comes with a 360 camera. It comes with Toyota Safety Sense, which includes adaptive cruise control. Unlike the adaptive cruise of the D-Max and the Ranger though, the adaptive cruise of the Hilux has a minimum speed, so you can't activate it below 30 kph. And as such, it's not very useful in city traffic. The price difference between the Hilux Conquest 4x4 and the Conquest 4x2 is almost 400,000 pesos. And the only difference between them, aside from the engine and of course the 4x4 drivetrain, is the fact that the Conquest 4x4 has hill descent control and a locking rear differential. In terms of tech and interior amenities, they are exactly the same. At 3rd place is the Hilux GRS. The Hilux GRS is the most expensive pickup in its class by a huge margin. It sells for 2,059,000 pesos. Now, unlike the Conquest 4x4, this comes with leather seats. So even though you're paying more than you would if you bought one of its competitors, you wouldn't feel like you're sacrificing too much in terms of interior quality. You also get a unique front fascia, GRS brake calipers, and Sport shock absorbers. The 2023 models also get Toyota's Safety Sense, which of course includes adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning. It's at second to the last place though because I think it's hard to justify such a high premium. especially considering that some of its competitors offer more features and better refinement for a lot less money. The GRS sells for 137,000 pesos more than the Conquest 4x4. And for that money, this is what you get. At second place is the Hilux G. The Hilux G is the most affordable automatic variant, but surprisingly, it comes with dual-zone climate control. You also get a leather-wrapped steering wheel, which some of its competitors, like the D-Max LSA 4x2 and the BT50 4x2, don't get. It also gets the basics like a reverse camera, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. The downside is that it doesn't come with a bed liner. Still, at 1,379,000 pesos, it is pretty decent value for money. The G sells for 205,000 pesos more than the Hilux E. And for that price difference, you get the following. And at first place is the Hilux Conquest 4x2. The Conquest 4x2 is the next higher model after the Hilux G. But you get a lot more additional features on the Conquest 4x2. You get the basics, which its competitors also come with, such as a push-start button, a bed liner, LED headlamps, but it also gets more advanced tech, which some of its competitors don't come with, like adaptive cruise control, a 360 camera, lane departure alert, and automatic braking. So at 1.56 million pesos, not only does it offer more value than the G, I think it also offers better value than a lot of its competitors. I just wish that it came with leather seats. The Conquest 4x2 sells for 1.56 million pesos, a price difference of 183,000 pesos more than the G, but it gets the following features. And that's how I would rank the different variants of the Hilux. Some offer better value for money than others, but in the end, a Toyota is a Toyota, and those who believe in the brand will pay for that premium, even though the competition may offer more. One thing to note about the Hilux, by the way, is that all the variants, except for the GRS, have manual subvariants, and they have the same features as the automatics. So if you want a higher spec manual pickup, the Hilux is the way to go.